Question 7. ABCD is a trapezium where we need to work out the size of the angle CDA. So this angle here, let's call that angle alpha. Well, in order to do that, we need to find this vertical height here between C. If we draw that down, and let's call that P. And we also need to know, in order to know that height, we know the height is 6 centimeters, but we need to know the distance PD. In order to find the distance PD, we need to find BN. So if I label this point under BN, and we need to find AN, using Pythagorean theorem, I can find AB squared equals AN squared plus BN squared. And therefore AN squared equals AB squared minus BN squared. Now AB squared is 7.5 squared minus 6 squared, and that will be equal to 7.5 is 56.25 minus 36. So that will be equal to 20.25, and that's AN squared, where AN is the square root of 20.25, and that will give us 4.5 centimeters. So if this is 4.5, then NP is 10 and PD will be 9.5. Now we can find the angle alpha using tangent from Socatoire. In this case, tangent alpha equals opposite, which is 6, over adjacent, which is 9.5. And that implies that alpha is equal to tan inverse 6 over 9.5. And alpha equals 32.3 degrees from using your calculator. Question 8. We're going to use the calculator to work out this formula, and so punching that into a calculator, we're going to get the sine 25, which is 0.42261826117, and we're going to add that to sine 40, which is 0.6427876 and then we're going to divide all those by 0.9 for cos 25, 0.6307787, and we take away cos 40, which is 0.7 660444431. After we've punched that into calculator, we get 2.75603957. We need to write the answer in A to 2 decimal places. So that will be 2.76. Question 9. Yesterday it took 5 cleaners 4.5 hours to clean all the rooms in the hotel. There are only 3 cleaners to clean all the rooms in the hotel today. Each cleaner is paid £8.20 for each hour, or part of an hour they work. How much will each cleaner be paid today? Right. So there is a kind of relationship going on here between the cleaner and the number of hours. If you have more cleaners, I can see that the hours goes down. So if we increase the number of cleaners, the hours work, so time goes down. It looks like if we decrease the number of cleaners, the time they work goes up. This kind of relationship is called inversely proportional. So the way to write the statement for this is to say C stands for cleaners, is inversely proportional. That means 1 over to time. So that's the statement here, that C is inversely proportional to time. And therefore, we're going to turn that statement into equation. C equals to K times 1 over T, which equals K over T. So C equals K over T. So that's the equation that explains what's going on. So we're given 5 cleaners for 4.5 hours. So that means we need to find the value of K using 5 and 4.5. So K will be equal to C times T, which is 5 times 4.5. And 5 times 4.5 will give us 22.5. So that is the constant equation. And I'm going to replace my K with that number. So therefore, my new equation will be C equals 22.5 divided by T. Now, the next question is, if the number of cleaners decreases to, how many hours will they work? Well, so that means C equals 3, and I need to find T. Well, so I need to rearrange this equation, make T the subject, and therefore I'm going to get T by swapping C and T in this case. So T will be 22.5 divided by C, which is 22.5 divided by 3. And that will give us 7.5 hours. Well, 7.5 is approximately equals to 8 hours. And therefore, 1 hour is £8.20 So for 8 hours, 8 hours will be times £8 20, and that will give us 65.5. So that will be 65.5. Question 10. Here is a part of a distance time graph for a car journey. In this distance time graph, we need to work out the greatest speed. The distance time graph is basically the gradient. The speed here in this distance time graph is the gradient. So speed of a distance time graph is the gradient. And so we need to find the gradient of each of these journey. So the first gradient to find is this one here, between 0 and 20. And the second gradient to find is between 20 and 60. So let's just draw the line clearly. So between 20 and 60. The gradient here is 0. So the first gradient here will be, well, that point here is, each point is 20, because 200 and it's 10 squares represent 200. Therefore, each square is 20. So that is 20, 200, 300, 360. So that point is 360 here. So that height is 360 divided by 20. So 360 divided by 20 will be equal to, where the 0 cancel each other. So I'm going to get 36 divided by 2, and that be equal to 18 meters per second. So that will be the speed, which is the gradient here. And for the next one, I'm going from 360 to, let's see, so that'll be 560. So that is 560. So, and from the time changes between 20 and, so I'm going to apply this formula that says d2 minus d1 over t2 minus t1. And so this point is point 1, and this is point 2. So that's why this is d2, because it's from the point 2. And this is d1. And this one is t1. And here is t2. So if I put that in, I'll get 560 minus 360 over 60 minus 20, and that will give us 560 minus 360 will be 200 over 20 minus 60 minus 20 is 40. So the 0 cancels 0, and 4 in 20, 5. So that will be 5 meters per second. So this is 5 meters per second for that speed. So the greatest speed is between 0 to 20 seconds. And the B part is to work out the greatest speed, and that's what we just worked out in the graph, and the greatest speed is 18 meters per second. Question 11. So we've been given these pie charts, one for Adley and Bradford. And the pie chart is in the range of 0 to 19 is what we're looking at from this pie chart. And the best way, and we've been told to basically, from the pie chart, there's a question here. The ratio of the number of people living in Adley to the number of people living in Bradford is given by the ratio of the area of the pie charts. What proportion of the total number of people living in these two towns live in Adley and are aged between 0 and 19? Well, in this case, we need a protractor to measure those angles, especially for Adley and also for Bradford in this 0 to 19 portion. And so the area for this one will be using our protractor and working out because it's a sector here. Area of the sector will be the angle of that sector divided by 360 degrees times pi r squared. So that's the area of a sector. So I just put sector here. So, and because it's drawn to scale, we could measure the radiuses as well. So this A turned out to be 25 pi. So that's it. That one turned out to be 25 pi. And the B here, this one turned out to be 16 pi. Now, so the total area from these two is 25 pi plus 16 pi, which is roughly 41 pi. So this is now for angle of A. Angle A actually turned out to be 70 degrees. And so to work that out, so we have 70 over 360 times the ratio of this area to the total area, which is 25 pi over 41 pi. Now, pi we cancel out. So this is the ratio now. The pi we cancel out. And then when we multiply 70 times 25 over 360 times 41, we are getting 0.11856, which is roughly 0.119. So the percentage, if I times this by 100, the probability percentage or the ratio percentage is 11.9%. So that would be and this answer is asking to 3 significant figures. So that would be the portion of the total number of people living in these two towns lives in Adley, that are age 0 to 19. Question 12. RS and ST are two sides of a regular 12-sided polygon. RT is a diagonal of the polygon. We need to work out the size of angle STR. So we need to work out the angle STR. So that angle here. Now, in order to do that, we know that the side of the polygon is 12. So 12 side will have, how many triangles will have 10 triangles. There's a formula for that, is n number of sides minus 2. So that's the number of triangle it will have. And 10 triangle has, so that would be 180, because the total angle in a triangle is 180 degrees times 10. That would be the total angle in these interior angles. So that would be total angles of the triangle, sorry, and that would be 1800. The interior angle, which is this angle here, will be the total angle in the total angle of the triangle in the polygon, which is 1800, divided by 12, the number of sides, and that gives us 150 degrees. So this angle here is 150 degrees. Because the sides are equal, so that made this triangle an isosceles triangle. So that meant that these angles here will be, well, 180 degrees of a triangle minus 150, that will be 30, and so angle STR will be 30 divided by 2, and that will be 15 degrees. So that will be 15 degrees here and 15 degrees there. So that would be the angle here, so that would be 15 degrees. Right, question 13. At the beginning of 2009, Mr. Veal bought a company, and the value of the company was 50,000. Each year, the value of the company increases by 2%. 2% is basically 2 over 100, and that would be 0.02. Calculate the value of the company at the beginning of 2017. Give your answer correct to the nearest 100. Well, in order to calculate the company, we're going from 2009 all the way to 2017. That means altogether, that's how many years is that? So that'll be 8 years. Right, so 8 years. And in the beginning, it was 50,000. And we need to find out how much it will be in 2017. We need to use this formula, which is 50, the initial price, 50,000 times 1 plus the interest, which is 22 over 100, to power 8 number of years. So that will become the new price. That will be 50,000 times 1.02 to power 8. And that is 58,582 0.96. But we need to put the answer to the nearest 100, so that will be approximately equal to 5,800. So that will be 58,600. Now, the B part. So that's 58,600. So now the B part. It says at the beginning of 2009, the value of a different company was 250,000. In 6 years, the company in 6 years, the value of this company increased to 325,000. This is an equivalent to an increase of X% each year. We need to find the value of X in two significant figures. So we are going from, what we're going from is, we're going from 2009 to 6 years. That would be 2015. So that's 6 years. And initial was 250,000, and the final was 225 and 325,000. Now, so what we need to do is basically 325,000 is equal to 250,000, 1 plus X over 100, because we don't know what X is, to power 6. In this case, we need to divide both sides by 250,000. So that will give us 325,000 divided by 250,000. That will become 1 plus X over 100 to power 6. And the next thing we need to do is basically 325,000 divided by 250,000 is 13 over 10, which would be 1 plus X over 100 to power 6. Now, let me just draw a straight line. And then continue on the right hand side. Well, so we need to get rid of the power of 6 by writing 1310. We need to 6th root, and that will give us 1 plus X over 100. That should do it. And now, that is 1.0. So if we punch that into calculator, 1.044697,508 equals 1 plus X over 100. Take 1 away from both sides, so I get 0.044697,508, which is X over 100. If I multiply both sides by 100, I get X equals 4.47 and we need to give our answer into two significant figures. So that means x equals to 4.5. So that's x equals 4.5%.